In this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know about the third eye and the actual untold truth about the third eye that has probably never been discussed in the entire spiritual community or text. And it's going to help you profound some of your deepest dormant powers. So if you would like to learn how to harness the magic of your third eye and your pineal gland without all the spiritual misunderstanding, please keep watching. Hello Starseeds, welcome to Starseed Energetics. My name is Ashtara, mission to bring you some of the highest frequency content, and in this video we're going to demystify all the lies around the third eye and all the lower level perception around the third eye and dig into the true power of your third eye that is going to help you master your perception around this reality, which essentially means that is going to help you live in your highest power on this reality. High level perception equals high level power. The third eye is a profound energy field in the human system. And as profound as it has been completely misunderstood and has been taken for granted with lesser truths. So most people tend to think that third eye opening and activated third eye helps you see into higher dimensions, helps you see psychic visions. But this is just a tiny little tip of the iceberg when it comes to what the third eye functions for. It is actually a byproduct of what it really stands for. And the essence of the third eye is truth. And in order to understand the third eye, you need to actually understand what truth is. What is truth? It's so vague. I mean, people talk about truth, but what really is that? Truth is not really a set of realities, but it is a perception. Truth is like a lens at which you can perceive reality. So in terms of frequency, truth is actually a bandwidth around 10th and 11th dimension. And these levels of dimensions reside over every situation, every information. There is a harmonic crystallization of that version of reality on the 10th and 11th dimension. So it's essentially a higher bandwidth of dimension over whatever you see manifest through an experience in this dimension. So essentially, there is truth in every situation, every perception, every perspective, every thought, every emotion. There is a higher level of being able to interact, which is truth. And what the third eye truly does is, at its deepest core potential, it activates this level of divine truth. And the reason why a lot of people will have visions, or the reason why a lot of people will see into higher dimensional manifestations like beings, light beings, extraterrestrial aliens, angels, that's simply because those realities are a higher version of truth that is superimposed on top of whatever reality construct we're living. So those visions are actually just a manifestation of the core essence of truth. But it doesn't mean that the third eye is for seeing into visions. It doesn't mean that the third eye helps you see angels and aliens or fairies. You know, it's just, it's just a byproduct, because those are a rendering of our own understanding of truth of these higher level dimensional frequencies. And so it definitely does depend on the receiver of the truth. So you're actually helping to co-create the manifestation of that truth. But essentially, the third eye connects you to truth. And truth is not something to be known or understood. Truth is a bandwidth of frequencies that is a higher level reality. It is a deep core connection beyond the conception of unity. So in order to actually activate your third eye, and I'm sure you can YouTube search how to activate your third eye, and I bet there's so many different videos that instruct you with really low level suggestions. I mean, very surface level suggestions, like you should eat more cacao nibs, you should stop using fluoride toothpaste, you should do this type of breath work, which, okay, that's cute, but it's not gonna do much. I mean, sure, it will help, and you can do that if it makes you feel good. But out of everybody who's trying those things, who has really activated their third eye to a magnitude of really understanding the core essence of the third eye? The way that you really activate your third eye on a paradigm shifting level, and when you actually activate your third eye, it will shift your entire paradigm. It will shift the way you perceive reality. You will never look at reality the same again. That is an activation of your third eye, not just seeing these colors and these light beings. No, you'll actually seriously look at reality on a higher level. And the way that you activate your third eye is to respect truth, is to live in alignment and honor truth. And this has to be a continual embodiment and a realignment and a deepening devotion to truth. Become so devoted to truth. Even if you don't understand what the truth is around any situation, look for the truth. Resonate in that vibration of truth. It's a frequency that you can feel when you are aligned with truth. It doesn't come as a linear construct. It doesn't come as a linear direction. Truth is a way of being. When you devote yourself to living in alignment, in harmony with truth, your third eye activates. With every chakra, actually, the same could apply. Like with your heart chakra, you need to live in alignment with love, this higher love, not this egoic love. You have to devote yourself to this unconditional love that is beyond our understanding. When it comes to your throat chakra, you need to live in alignment with expression. And with your root chakra, you need to devote yourself to this physical embodiment, this health, this nourishment, this groundedness, this material reality. You need to have respect for money. You can't have negative resistance to money. You have to really love and respect what it is. And the same thing goes for your third eye. You must respect truth. You must love truth, knowing that it's not a linear understanding. It's not a fact. It's not something that you can know, but it is a level of reality that you get to live. Live in alignment with truth. Always be open and curious to alchemize your situations, to alchemize your perspectives with truth. When you align yourself to that and continually prioritize truth as a way of being, as a way of life, your third eye activates. And this is going to be a lot more powerful than you trying to avoid fluoride or you trying to eat cacao. But with all that being said, I still want to give you some practical lifestyle tips to assist in the purification of your pineal gland. So, in order to respect truth and have that level of devotion to truth, you're going to have a lot of ego deaths. You're going to go through a lot of ego deaths. You're going to have to be willing to let go of everything you think you know about yourself and others. And you're going to have to become really honest with yourself at all times. And you're going to have to be really honest to other people at all times. You're going to always have to feel what is my authentic truth, and you're going to have to act in alignment with that. That's how you activate your third eye. And the way that this third eye manifests, it really differs for everybody, depending on their energetic circuitry. So yes, when some people activate their third eye, it will truly show them the other dimensions and how source energy manifests on these higher dimensions, like 6th, 7th dimension, 5th dimensional beings. That is true, because those realities are really an expression of truth. Source energy does manifest in these higher crystalline forms as we interpret it from our polaric vision. But if you are actually looking at that frequency from a higher dimension, they're not going to manifest as we perceive them. So we perceive angels as these light beings that give us advice and support us and this and that. But there's a very human narrative around that energy. When you actually look at those angels from like an 11th dimension or a 9th dimension, a completely different form of energy, because we personify them as it is relevant for us. It doesn't mean that it's wrong, but it's a very unique, authentic way to perceive that energy. And it's amazing that we perceive them in that way. But it's like this, right? The sun. If you look at the sun, to us, it's like a galactic manifestation that nourishes us with light and with warmth, and it provides gravity for the earth so that it could have this rhythm. And that's our perspective. But if you actually interact with the sun from a higher level, like even from a 5th dimensional level, from a 7th dimensional level, from a 9th dimensional level, it's a completely different truth. So, allowing yourself to really become curious, the subjectivity of your own experience and how the truth filters through that subjectivity is really important. And always being able to question what is the truth, and just having that question persistently from the core of your being, like truly caring what is the truth, truly inquiring at all times the frequency of truth is going to align you with that truth. And maybe the answers don't come, just the fact that you're open to the truth is enough for you to vibrate in the realm of truth. So one of the clearest ways that you can see how active a person's third eye is not if they are clairvoyant and not if they're seeing into the astral dimension or whatever. A lot of times, those psychic people are mentally hallucinating a reality that is not spiritual. A lot of psychic, clairvoyant people, they are literally fabricating these visions with their mental field and their lower astral field. And some of them are completely intruded by a holographic field of false light that what they see is just holographic false light. But when a human being is truly activated in their third eye and pineal gland, what you'll notice they do is they will have the ability to think critically, critical thinking, their ability to think in first principles. So this is a rare quality in the masses. But for example, if you look at Elon Musk, you will never look at him and be like, that guy's third eye is open. Traditionally speaking, you're not going to think that person has an active third eye. But he actually has an incredibly active third eye. And that is why he can actually do first principles thinking, which is the reason why he can go ahead with all these advanced progressive projects and come up with solutions that a lot of people don't come up with. And also, he is a critical thinker. That's a real sign of an active third eye. Maybe he doesn't see like these multidimensional vision in a visceral form, but that's not necessarily desirable for some people. It depends on your soul mission. If it's irrelevant, why would it be there? His own third eye activity comes with understanding frequency and information from a higher, more aligned level of truth through his subjectivity and being able to perceive like the bigger picture, for example. So that is one of the biggest misconceived notions about the third eye. Again, a lot of psychics who see all these different things, they're not necessarily active in their third eye. But some of them truly are. A lot of clairvoyant psychics, they're completely aligned with their active truth. And you can tell by the tone that they carry, by the frequency that they emit. When they speak, you can hear it in their voice if it's truth. So be discerning with all these pretentious psychic people. So the next thing that I want to speak about the third eye, a lot of people perceive it as like a center of downloads. So yes, it's true. It is a center where you can download information, frequencies. You can download future vision. You can download a lot of higher dimensional frequencies through the third eye. What a lot of people don't know, that it also works vice versa. The third eye is a portal wherein when you activate it, you can actually upload information to your higher dimensions. So, for example, if you want to communicate a certain problem or issue, or if you want to communicate something that you desire to manifest on this plane, if you want to communicate exactly precisely a scene that you would like to experience in your reality, you can actually create that with feelings, with vision, with imagination, whatever it is that you like to use, and you can connect it to your third eye and you can upload it to your higher dimensions. So it's not just a place where you receive, but it's a place where you can send information to your higher levels. And that's going to come in very, very handy, and it's going to help you really activate and open up so many possibilities in your life. And this is best done in conjunction with you activating the assemblage point. The assemblage point is essentially an energetic portal gateway. It's around the center of your chest area and your back, and the plat or the assemblage point raising up through your upper areas when it is active. And it's essentially the connection bridge between your subjective experience of an individual incarnation versus the cosmic intelligence. And as you activate that level, and as you activate your third eye, which is, in the center of your brain, a little higher up than your physical eyes, you can literally send up information and requests and inquiry through to your higher levels directly. And depending on your authentic soul blueprint, the functions of the third eye can differ radically. So for example, for me, through my third eye and pineal gland, I map out the dimensional portals on third dimension by simply processing my own energy and running my own energy through my third eye and being present. I have an ability to kind of open up dimensional portals, and that's part of my work here. It's a specific function, and that process also brings in harmony and synchronicity to my environment. And I talked about this in one of my AMA videos, and so I'll try to link that video if you're interested in watching that piece. Every soul has a different gift and what their third eye is able to do. So be interested, become curious. How does my third eye function, and what are some of its gifts and abilities? And if you're truly open to that, you will find out and you will understand. And it's one of the key pieces of your soul blueprint of how your third eye functions, and it'll clarify a lot of your soul frequencies and how it naturally functions. All these processes that I shared with you is going to really help you get to know yourself. Now I'll teach you some things that you can practically do to assist you to open up deeper to this portal of your third eye and your pineal gland. So one of the foods that distort your third eye the most, surprisingly, even way more than fluoride toothpaste in my experience, is sugar. So avoid sugar as much as possible, especially artificial sugar. And I kind of tuned into why it's so bad for your third eye, but it's essentially because it is artificial, and it's an artificial stimulant of your brain centers and your nervous system. It creates this rush of dopamine, and so it's an illusion essentially. So illusion is contrary to truth. So having sugar, especially artificial sugar, is like a direct opposition of the value of truth. But it goes for every other stimulant of dopamine that is artificial or short-term gratification. So if you really want to honor truth, you need to stay away from instant gratification. So that would, of course, include too much social media or watching really explicit content. That is also a very damaging way to induce dopamine. It's an illusory frequency that will really knock off the balance of truth in your system, because you're essentially consuming content or watching artificially generated triggers that is not in alignment with who you really are and what you're really doing on the physical level. So try not to do too many things that are instant gratification, and try not to consume explicit content as much as possible, and truly honor delayed gratification and prioritizing truth and truthful experiences. And even when you're eating food, it is not a good idea to watch something. And I know that's really culturally interweaved into our lifestyle, is we just watch Netflix and eat something, but it's completely throwing your body and your nervous system off, because you're watching something visually and some really irrelevant things are going on. Meanwhile, you're eating things that your body now has to digest. That is very confusing for your digestive system, because you don't remember really being mindful with the food, and you're watching something happening, something completely irrelevant happening with your vision. So that is misaligned with truth, which is an alignment between physical, mental, emotional, spiritual levels of being. It should be in harmony to align with truth. Obviously, other levels of purification you need to do would include dropping away belief systems that are not in alignment with who you truly are. Maybe adopted belief systems from your family, from your institutions. Those are blockages of truth. So all of that spiritual work that you do is definitely really beneficial for your third eye. And last but not least, sleep. really prioritizing the quality of sleep. And we went through this previously. We had an extensive video around sleep and why it's so important. In this context, sleep is nourishment for your third eye. During your sleep state, when it is not interrupted by other external circumstances, when you really prioritize natural cycles of sleep and get plenty of sleep, that's when your third eye can truly activate. And that's why you have dreams and things like that. It's definitely coming from a function of your third eye. And a lot of times in your dream states, you get to see a lot of, interact with a lot of truth that you don't necessarily see in physical reality, because your third eye is really doing its thing. So you'll, for example, see some of your fears manifested, or see reflections of what you're working through in your dream states, or you can even see yourself operating on higher dimensions on a dream state. And that is all because your third eye is exercising. So sleep truly functions partially as a nourishment and your nurturing of your third eye, and allowing it to really activate without the interference of all the other sensory perception. That is why it's so nourishing for your third eye, because in your waking state, you have so many different interruptions from your actual vision, from hearing, from smelling, like all these physical kind of sensory input, versus in your sleep state, you can truly interact completely with your third eye. And of course, even though it is called your third eye, it's not just about your sight, but it's similar to this synesthesia that we discussed earlier. Your third eye encompasses with all the different sensory perceptions, and on a higher level is unified. So when you really connect with your third eye and really amplify and ascend to the level of the core depth of your third eye, a lot of the interactions that you'll have with it is similar to synesthesia. Again, synesthesia is a word that we use, and it's not the most accurate word to describe what it's like, but it is a very close resemblance of how we can actually understand that level of unity in sensory perception, and that's why I'm using that word. So, okay, and the last but not least is specifically for you who is an advanced starseed and extraterrestrial hybrid. After you've gone through all these processes, here's an interesting element to add to this. They'll be doing all these activities that activate your third eye, raising your kundalini and raising your energy and raising these levels like up to your higher centers, and that is actually completely opposite to what you can actually do to truly activate your third eye if you're an advanced starseed. Because again, your nature is from a high density, and so this third eye activity is really natural to you. What you actually have to do is ground. What you actually have to do is be present in your body. Don't raise your energy, ground your energy. That is how you will most definitely make the best effective connection with the true potentials of your third eye, is by grounding and not raising your energy and like, please, I just hope that this is going to help a lot of people perceive it in a more aligned way. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And tomorrow I'll be sharing with you an activation to help actually activate your third eye. I'm going to help you clear up all of the distortions, and I'm going to help you align and activate you to the dimension of truth. All right, see you tomorrow.